Hi guys, Choco here. Welcome to the cave. Today in the cave we are making a potato and leek soup. I've already started the process going, and what I've done is that I've melted 50 grams of margarine in my case, but if you've got butter you can use butter, it's not a big deal. And I've already prepared my ingredients. We've got one onion, kind of medium sized. I had a very large clove of garlic, to be fair, so one clove of garlic. If you like it a little bit more garlicky, you can put two in. We've got 40 grams of, not 40, 400. This is my dyslexia. No, there's a 4 and a 0. We've got 400 grams of potato, which has kind of been diced. You want them all the same size. If you're not blending your soup and you're aiming for a chunky soup, then obviously you want to do them a lot smaller than that. And we've got the same amount, which is 400 grams of leeks, and I've just had them sort of soak in and rinse in to get rid of all of that mud that tends to be in the outer leaves. You see them going in. Get every last bit. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're just going to sweat those. Oh, there's a bit. We're going to sweat those off. So basically we're going to try to get some of the juices coming out of those, and it should take on kind of like a lowish heat. So you don't want them frying. Don't put it high. Just on a lowish heat. It's going to take about 15 minutes. Don't wander off too much. Come back every few minutes and just give it a little stir to make sure that stuff isn't sticking to the bottom. Okay. Oh, you can hear it now. And just before I walk away, like I always do, just boil your kettle. We're going to be making up some stock, so boil your kettle please. Right, so it's exactly 15 minutes later, and I've just given it a stir. It's probably about the third time I've come back to it, just to get the stuff off the bottom, but it was fine. Everything's nice and mushy now, so we're going on to the next phase. We're going to add in 1 litre of boiling water. Goes straight in. And then we're going to add 2 chicken stock cubes. Now if you're going veggie, you can add either vegetable stock cubes or vegetable bouillon, however you say it. You can, what I'm saying is you can do it with veg stock as well. And now we'll just give that a stir, which you don't need to watch. We'll just get that stock cube those stock cubes dissolving, and it'll probably take about 20 minutes just to simmer away and cook gently. But I'm going to come back to it in 15 minutes just to check. We just want the veg soft and cooked, and that's it. So I'll see you in a little while. So it's exactly 20 minutes later. The potatoes are nicely soft and cooked, as are the leeks. So now all we need to do is just wait a few minutes just to let it cool down before we start blending it. You can always eat it like this if you don't have a food processor, and you just need to scroll through to find out how you serve it. So this is the blended soup. I let it cool down and then blended it in the food processor, and now just gently reheating it. How you would serve this technically is with some creme fraiche swirled in it. If you're going to freeze any part of this, then don't freeze it with any creme fraiche in. Let it cool down, freeze it, then defrost it, then gently reheat it, and then put in your creme fraiche. It doesn't need it, to be honest. I mean, I don't know if it does actually enhance it at all. It doesn't need it. You can eat it quite happily without the creme fraiche in. We'll be having ours with a teeny bit of cheese grated on top and a little bit of cheese on toast on the side. So that's how we do it here, because the cheese obviously complements the potatoes and it complements the leeks. And I will do a proper taste testing in a little while once I've dished up. Yeah, so this is how we serve it. A little bit of cheese on the top, and cheese on toast, and it doesn't have any salt or pepper in, so taste it and then season it. Hi guys, so I was just going to talk through the soup a little bit. It's a really nice creamy soup. That's obviously coming from the potatoes. You get a nice taste of the leek. It's not overpowering, obviously, because you've got the equal proportions of the potatoes there. Get a little bit of the chicken stock coming through. You will get more flavours from this soup as it cools down. When it's just hot, you tend to just get the texture of a soup. As it cools down, you'll get more flavour from it. So try not to serve it too hot. Just reheat it very gently. You don't want it burnt, you don't want it boiling away, because you won't appreciate the flavours enough, I don't think, in my humble opinion. You're getting over a litre of soup from this sort of recipe, so it definitely serves a good 4. That's a given. As to whether or not it will go up to 6, I think it depends on your portion sizes. I could probably stretch it to 6, but I wouldn't want to invite people round for tea if this was the only thing that they were getting. So just have a judge. There will be no harm if you've got a definite 6 coming. Or if there's just 6 in your family, there won't be any harm in adding a little bit of more water, a little bit more stock to this, because it is a very thick soup. It's a soup that is the perfect consistency for me, but some people might find it a bit thick, so you would get more out of it if you added a little bit more stock. Yeah, and like I say, with the creme fraiche thing, when I was sort of telling you about our grated cheese, it's up to you really. I just think you can get away with normal cheese. It does need a little bit of salt to it, in my opinion, but again, if you've got people that are sort of almost like salt intolerant or are watching their salt, then don't add it to the pan. Just do it let each person taste it and add the amount of salt that they want to. And that's it really. It's a dead quick, dead cheap, just a really easy, like you can't go wrong kind of soup, and it's nice. It's properly satisfying. You've eaten when you have this soup. Anyway, enjoy it.